When we learn a language, it kind of feels like we're just collecting a bunch of spare parts, right? You've got your words, a few phrases, some grammar rules, but when you actually try to build something, to say something, it's like none of the pieces fit. You're just left holding a mess. It's like you know all the right words in Spanish, but you just can't hear the music, the rhythm, the flow. It's just not there. Well, what if I told you there's a secret blueprint to finally hearing that music? Now, before we begin, if you enjoy stories like this, please follow the channel and share this. It genuinely helps this page grow and lets me create more stories for you. Okay, let's get into it. For most of us, Spanish grammar feels like this giant, impossible labyrinth. It's a maze of rules and even more exceptions. You go down one path, hit a dead end, you turn around, and suddenly you're even more lost than when you started. You just want to say a simple sentence, and boom, you're paralyzed, staring at a dozen different choices. But what if there was a map? What if there was a secret blueprint that could guide you through the whole maze? A master key hidden in plain sight this whole time? A way to finally see the patterns instead of just all the chaos? And what if I told you that entire massive blueprint, well, it all comes down to just one single number: 20. That's right, 20 secret formulas. We're not talking about thousands of rules or endless flashcards, just 20 core structures. Okay, so 20 formulas. Big deal, right? I mean, what could that possibly unlock? A few basic phrases? How to order a coffee? No, it's so much bigger than that. These 20 formulas are the engine, the literal DNA behind 90% of all Spanish conversation. I mean, everything you'll ever really need to say. These are the patterns that native speakers use every single day without even thinking about it. So let's start unlocking these codes. We're going to look at 3 of the most powerful keys from this blueprint. And these aren't just keys to forming sentences, they're keys to building entire worlds with your words. So the first key is super simple, but it changes everything. It's the power to describe. See, in English, we say the red car. The description, red, comes first. But in Spanish, you flip it. You present the thing first, and then you add the color. The car, red. El coche rojo. It feels like a small shift, but trust me, it's the fundamental rhythm of how Spanish paints a picture. And get this, that same logic, thing first, description second, it doesn't just work for objects, it works for actions too. So we don't just say Roberto runs, we can describe how he runs. First, the action, then the detail. Roberto corre rápidamente. Roberto runs quickly. See? You're stating what's happening and then you're adding the flavor. That's formula number 3 right there. All right, the second key. This is where things get really cool. It's the power to act on someone. Spanish has this beautiful little feature that we just don't have in English. It's called the personal I. And you can think of it like a spotlight. Whenever your action is aimed at a specific person, Spanish makes you shine a spotlight on them with the word a. Now look at this, because this slide really nails the 2 faces of this tiny word. On the left, veo a Sandra. I see Sandra. My action, seeing, is aimed directly at her. So boom, the a puts that spotlight right on Sandra. But on the right, le doy el libro a Sandra. I give the book to Sandra. Here, she's the destination, right? Not the direct target. The a just means to. That little word makes all the difference. Okay, so we've seen how to describe things and how to act on them. But this final key from our blueprint, oh man, this is the most profound one. It's a complete flip of logic, and it is the absolute master key to sounding natural in Spanish. Okay, get ready for this. In English, we have our feelings. We own them. We say, I like the art. I'm the one in charge. I'm doing the liking. But what if that was totally backwards? What if, in Spanish, you weren't the one in control at all? What if feelings were things that just happened to you? This is the secret to verbs like gustar. It's Formula 19, and it's a total mind bender. Think of it like a movie. In English, you're the star of the show. But in Spanish, the thing that's causing the feeling, the art, the music, the movie, that's the star. It's the main character. And you're just in the audience. The feeling is delivered to you. And look how beautifully this breaks down. It happens in 3 simple steps. First, you announce who the feeling is happening to. Me to me. Second, the verb, gusta. Notice it agrees with the thing causing the feeling, not with you. And finally, the star of the show makes its grand entrance, el arte, the art. So we don't say, I like art. We say, me gusta el arte, which literally translates to me, art is pleasing. See, the art is the active force doing the pleasing. You're just the passive receiver. This isn't just a grammar rule. It's a whole different way of experiencing the world. And that right there, that's the master key. And once you really see that, once you hold these keys in your hand, the world of Spanish just opens up. The path forward is suddenly so much clearer. You start to realize you were never actually lost in a labyrinth of a million different rules. You were just standing too close to the wall. All you needed to do was take a step back and see the blueprint, those 20 simple formulas that run almost the entire language. So here's the bottom line. Fluency isn't about memorizing every single thing. It's about understanding the system, the core code. Now that you have the keys to the blueprint, the only question left is, what worlds are you gonna unlock? If this story moved you or made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And follow the channel for more stories like this.